Welcome to Virtual Tarot, Taurus.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Temple of Delphi.
And to our Oracle table.
And your tarot reading for November of 2015.
I'm Ava.
I'm Trudy. And here you go. We're really happy that you're here. We're a little giddy because we had a lunch break.
Yes.
And we were chatting it up about different things.
Yes. So we're a little bit distracted.
Yes, and we were discussing that devil card that popped up for you last month in the position of environment. I think that's kind of what we were talking about,
yeah.
right?
What is the devil?
Sex, drugs,
what is
rock,
hedonism?
and roll. And we did talk, we spoke to that as well. What is hedonism? You're coming to us again in the temple. So we're going to recap everything that we spoke of for this month, for the month of October, here in a few minutes. But I want to tell you, as Ava's going through these cards, that what we really do here is we teach you how to read the tarot for yourself.
Yes.
We do that because the tarot really means royal road. Ta means royal and ro means road. So this is the royal road to wisdom.
Yeah.
And if you follow us and you learn how to read these cards, they'll illuminate your road so that you can teach others.
Oh, teach others, yes.
Yes, and you can even make a living because we're working on
our tarot school, and in that school you'll be able to take a course written by us that will, in our estimation, teach you in the most efficient way so that you can have a certification, a documentation that you've completed the course, and our endorsement of you as a professional tarot card reader. You'll be able to come on our site and to start your business on our site in the Psychic Network.
And all of this will be coming in January.
All of this is coming in January. We had anticipated it coming actually by the end of summer, but there are so many aspects of it that technically and intellectually
we're still working on the
intellectually that need for it to be done well.
And this is
so it can't be rushed.
Written by Ava and Trudy. Okay. So anyway, come on board when that gets going. So let's talk a little bit about, well, I went into what we do here, which is teach the tarot. So please watch each and every sign if you are interested in learning how to read the tarot. Also watch your rising, your moon, and your sun sign. For that information, please click that link below, and we do a 4-card spread.
We do. The first card represents the overall environment, energy-wise, for now the month of December for you, Taurus.
And the second tarot card.
Yes.
We say that because that's a key word.
It's a key word, and they've told us to say it.
Yeah,
so
it's very important. Will represent challenges and any issues that you might face and that Spirit would like to counsel you on in the month of November.
Yes, and the third is the unexpected.
That is right.
Yes, and the fourth is
the outcome card, and then Ava and I will wrap a narrative around these cards because they do not live alone. So if you are learning how to read the tarot, please stay tuned for that because you will see how they relate to one another, how the story unfolds, and that is a very important aspect of being a card reader.
Right, and if you're learning the tarot, even if you take our course, I would still recommend that just as a means of educating yourself, you review some of our previous videos, whether they pertain to you or not, because we often approach each card in a very unique way every single video. So you may learn something from watching a number of them.
That's correct. You are correct, Reverend Ava. So we are moving on now to last month's recap. Okay, and we're going to find out what's going on with you in the month of October.
Oh, there it is. Where is it?
It's right here. If you saw us last month, you will get the reinterpretation of the reading. Thanks, Eddie. My shoe is loud. Okay. So, as I had mentioned previously, in the position of environment, for the overall environment, for the month of October, we had the hedonism card.
Hedonism, yes.
The devil.
The devil. Well, we all know what hedonism is, do we not?
Yeah, I don't know. Tell us, Reverend Neva.
Excess. Going to excess in the pursuit of whatever gives you pleasure. And what happens is that when you go to excess, it creates an addiction to more and more stimuli, because ultimately physical pleasure can never truly satisfy what your soul hungers for. And your soul hungers for love. And if what you're doing is only pleasing your senses, your physical senses, in whatever way you find appropriate, it will lead to immense dysfunctionality on many different levels in your life. So, whatever addiction you find appropriate is what the devil is talking about. So it can be drugs, it can be anything actually.
Yep.
It can be obsessive over anything.
Mm-hmm. Anything that gives you pleasure that isn't edifying to your spirit.
That's right. Now I'll give you for instance.
Pleasure for pleasure's sake.
There are people who are so obsessed with the idea that they live in a world where they're being attacked by germs, that they clean incessantly, either themselves by washing their hands every 5 minutes, or they clean their house obsessively.
Right. Well, that's Howard Hughes, basically.
Yes, he was like that, was he not?
Oh, yeah.
It's a complete dysfunction. It gets you nowhere.
You're running around in circles. Looking for the next high, basically.
Thoreau was the exact opposite of that. When he went to Walden Pond, he moved into a house and threw out every stick of furniture in the house.
That is sort of my fantasy.
Of throwing all your furniture out?
Oh, yeah, and living in like just a house with nothing in it.
With nothing in it. Why? He said, well, why create labor for yourself?
Right, exactly.
Why? Because you have to maintain.
That's what we do.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
The more stuff you have, the more that stuff owns you.
Right, exactly. That's true. And we feel sorry for people who live in little huts because we're like, oh, they don't have any stuff. But they have a lot of time to contemplate and grow spiritually.
You ever noticed how happy people are in their little huts?
Yeah.
And how people living in their mansions are all miserable? They may have everything they want.
But they have to maintain it.
But they have to maintain it. They have to worry about meeting new people who might take it from them.
Which is why we have nothing, Ava and I.
Yes, Ava has nothing.
Other than the
she
clothes.
She has more than I.
No, I don't. Now we're going to have an argument on screen.
You have a bigger car.
No, my car's smaller than yours.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. I have a Prius. I use less gas.
See, I have a longer car, but it's very old.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very old.
So there you know a little bit more about us. Okay, so moving along, let's move off the devil.
How did we get, I don't know.
I have no idea. And we're moving on to the Three of Wands reversed, which was in the position of the challenge position. So sorry. And this is, I like to call this the redo card. Like everybody gets a redo, and I like the spelling R-E-D-U-X, which is the French version of the redo.
You're so sophisticated.
Because if you look at the card, you'll see in the upright, there has been a launch, okay? Some ideas have been put out there. They've been set to sea, and we've got this gentleman, this investor who's waiting for a return. on his idea, on his imagination. But in the inverse, in the challenge position, that tells us that there's either a failure to launch or a rethinking, perhaps, of your original plan.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about that is everybody gets a chance to do that, and sometimes that's called for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
You're just rethinking it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good.
It. Yeah.
Then in the position of the unexpected, we have the Knight of Wands upright.
That's a good card.
Yeah, it is.
You are on fire this month.
Right.
Unexpectedly, you get your steam back.
Yeah, the
Your-
mojo.
your
as we
energy.
say. Mojo comes back,
Mhm.
and you are ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's an This is one of the most exciting cards in the deck, and you sort of, if you were to think of it as a horse race,
Mm-hmm.
you're at the back of the herd,
Yeah?
and then suddenly your horse
Takes off.
takes off,
Mm-hmm.
and before you know it, you're at the front.
And all I'm going to say is, if you want to bet on somebody this month, bet on a Taurus.
Bet on the Taurus,
Yep.
because he's gonna ride right to the finish line before everybody else.
Yep, because what did we have at the very end?
10 of Wands.
So you're willing to put in the effort
Yeah.
this month. The energy, the effort, there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
You might feel a little overwhelmed with
Right.
what's going on, but you are someone who can take it all the way, whatever that
Mm-hmm.
thing is that you're working on.
Maybe you don't know how close you are to the finish,
Mm-hmm.
but you're very, 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 very close.
So something
So
actually comes
lots of
together.
projects, you've got a lot of things on your plate,
Mm-hmm.
but you're able to accomplish a great deal,
And you're steadfast.
and you're steadfast.
Yes, and we're
There
going to
we
move it
go.
into the following month, which is the month of November. It is the month of gratitude, and Ava and I have decided, instead of Thanksgiving, we're going to promote the gratitude journal.
The gratitude journal, yes.
Yes.
Instead of turkey.
Yes,
Please don't eat turkey.
she doesn't like that,
No, I don't like that.
but
I love turkeys. They're so sweet.
she's a
Gobble,
vegetarian.
gobble. They're all very kind animals. There's no reason for you to eat it with a barbaric ritual.
Okay, so moving along, get a gratitude journal. Ignore her. Get a gratitude journal because studies show that
That, yes.
it lights up your
Yes.
pleasure center, actually.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, your limbic system. And it really delivers serotonin, which is what Prozac helps with. So, you can.
it's like a literal
It's like taking
Prozac.
Prozac, yeah.
So-
So get your gratitude journal, write down what you're thankful for, and do that at least
I
one
think
thing every day.
Absolutely. What a great idea, because
Mm-hmm.
that's how I end my yoga classes,
Mhm.
is in a prayer of gratitude, which sometimes brings tears to people's eyes,
Mhm.
because there are very few times during the day in which we take that moment of really, in a sincere and solemn way, express our gratitude for what we have.
Maybe we should do a gratitude prayer at the end of the reading. Want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. First position.
Wait a
White
minute.
lighting
Whoa!
these cards. This is for you for the month of November. Taurus, let's see what we have. Ava cuts the cards. The tarot cards, that is.
The tarot cards.
And we have,
Not
once
again.
again.
You're still on fire.
Yep, these cards do tell a tale, don't they?
Yeah, so
We have the Knight of Wands in the position of the overall environment. Spirit wants to really drive home the fact that if you're concerned about finishing a project, that you're going to have sort of this inner combustion
yeah,
going on.
Yeah.
Like something's happening. You've got this
The
energy.
your
Yeah.
adrenals are wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like moving and you're able to just, also
where
light
was
up a
it?
room.
It was in the position of the unexpected.
Yeah.
And if it's a gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a major meeting with someone, a new meeting with a Knight of Wands or something.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
movement of that, yeah.
Or the movement.
But it is like, there is like a Aries feel to this. I always think of like
Yeah.
that sign, because this is really their card. This is sort of like, just do it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like that Nike, just
Yeah,
do
don't
it.
think
Don't
about
think about
it.
it.
Just do it. And there's not a, sometimes it can lead to rash, impulsive behavior.
Yeah, but we're
At
not
its
seeing any of
worst,
that. This,
But at
Not
its
so far.
best, it's not. You know, it's to me Zen,
mm-hmm.
because in Zen philosophy, you don't wait till the next. You don't postpone the action. You do it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel
Right, exactly.
if you feel
Don't overthink things.
don't overthink things. If you feel that, oh well, it's nice, maybe one day I'll say how much I like that person.
Mm-hmm.
No, say how much you like that person immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Do it immediately. If you have an impulse to, well, maybe one day I'll try and find a job in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Do it immediately.
Yeah, go now.
Go now.
Right.
Because it's saying that this is the kind of energy that will propel you forward
Mm-hmm.
and give you the manifestation of your desire, your dream, your impulse.
Because you have the ability to do that, you will actually, I don't want to say martyr yourself, because that's the kind of the Ten of Wands, but you
No.
can pull your own load, okay?
Yeah.
You will really stay up all night, burn the candle on both ends to get things done.
Yeah.
So just go now.
Go now.
Mm-hmm. Just do it. And then in the next position, challenge, I like this. This is always spiritual counsel. What do we have? We have the World. Okay, the end of the major arcana. So backing up, if you're learning how to read the Tarot with Ava and Trudy, this is the very last card in the major arcana. This is the card that predicts that you are about to be reborn.
Yeah.
So there's some new world. It's like a whole new world, like,
And that's your challenge.
yeah, like the Little Mermaid sang.
Yeah.
You know?
Is to bring yourself into a new persona,
Mhm.
to develop to free yourself from your past karma. That beautiful scarf that entwines around the female figure is her karma, and this is the last of her karma.
Mhm.
So and then she's naked.
She's reborn.
She's reborn. You can only pass through if you're totally naked. In other words, that there is no more karma. All that is gone,
Mhm.
and you are reborn.
Yeah, you're spit out on the side of the road
it's
somewhere.
It's very interesting
Naked.
because when you develop yourself, when you grow, when you expand, when you evolve, this is not simply an imaginative process. This is a process where it literally changes every cell in your body. So that when you change fundamentally inside of yourself, change your ideas, change what you believe you are, you could literally change your eye color. You can change what you look like. And you can walk down the street and see somebody that you knew before, and they'll walk right past you because they won't recognize you.
Right.
You're changed, you're metamorphized, and that's your challenge, is to just let go of that old person, the one you didn't really like anyway, the one that limited you, the one that had barriers that you set up yourself, the negative self-talking naysayer within you, and you were born again as an absolutely new human being.
And it's interesting because you could also see this as being in utero in this position.
Yeah.
where you're comfortable and you're not ready to go out into the blinding light of whatever that new
Birth, to cut the umbilical
paradigm
cord.
is, cut that umbilical cord, and experiencing the pangs of birth.
Right, right. Because transformation is never easy.
Never easy.
It's never easy.
Sometimes it feels a lot more secure and safe, but you don't want to stay in utero when it's time to be born, because then
even if what your world is right now is uncomfortable, not nice, you don't like it, there's always comfort in the familiar.
Yep.
And so that's why rebirth is so difficult, is because it may be painful, but it certainly is something I know.
But Spirit says it's time.
It's time.
It's time. Take that journey down the birth canal, Taurians.
Or it could literally mean, on a practical, everyday level, a trip.
It can mean that, yeah.
A holiday.
But it's always a trip.
It's always a trip.
Down the birth canal, that's a trip. Rebirth. Okay, and we have Ava flipping cards right and left over here. The moon in the reverse, in the position of the unexpected, which is actually going right back to that world card, moving past fantasy, moving past fear, moving past excessive reflection, sort of you're in your own little world, and you're moving past that, and you're
maybe too inward, too locked in the negative, too locked in the mood of
danger.
Yeah. I can't do this. I wish I had more courage. I wish that I could just get out of myself right now and do it.
Yep.
Which is what
But you're doing that.
But you are.
Yeah.
So
because the moon is reversed, and we always say
one or the other.
It's one or the other, okay? So this could be a magnification of the moon.
Right.
Which means that you are reflecting inwardly, because the sun is reflected onto the moon. So this is deep inner spiritual work. It's also the part of the psychic.
Right.
It is tapping into your own intuition, and it is also a very female card. So it speaks to hormonal shifts within the female. So in the reverse, it says to us that you may be coming out of a period of
and which would make
excessive reflection.
It would make more sense in the lineup of cards is that if to interpret it as the opposite of the moon.
Yes. So you're moving more toward the next card, which is the sun.
Right, which is the sun.
Health, vitality, which is going along with that Knight of Wands. Warmth. It's more assertive. It's a male card. Fire energy.
Yeah, so it's just, I think, the remnants of which is again that karma coming off of it's the challenge. Yeah. So that's sort of like a reiteration.
Yeah, I agree.
Of it.
Yeah.
And
okay, then in the end, what do we have? We have a great card. You might look at this card and say it's not a great card, but we're going to tell you why it is. It's Death in the Upright, which is funny. Coming off the world is the challenge, because there's something that has to go.
Right.
And you, in order to metamorphose as a butterfly metamorphizes.
Thank you.
From its cocoon.
Cocoon.
You must die to yourself.
Chrysalis, which I like.
Chrysalis. In order to be reborn, you must die.
You must die. Again, same sort of thing.
Exactly.
You have to die to the old to allow the new in. So there's some radical shifts coming in.
Yes. Very
radical shift coming. Now, some people who write us, who make the comments when the death card comes up, they say, well, why are you sugarcoating it? Why don't you just say it? And then we're not sugarcoating it at all.
You're shedding your skin, that's all.
These are not to be taken literally. Now, everyone dies. I die. Everyone will die.
Right.
So it's not about that. It's about the little deaths
All along the way.
along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And these little deaths are where you, again, constantly metamorphose, change, so that you grow. Without shedding your old skin, you, like the snake, you can't grow because there's a confinement into staying the same. You'll never grow that way.
Right. In order to be reborn, it's actually very biblical.
It is.
Because you must die to yourself.
Yeah.
Die to ego.
Die to ego.
And
then you get resurrected.
Yes.
Just like Jesus.
Yes.
If you see it metaphorically, it's a metaphoric story. One that was told in Egypt, in ancient Egypt,
Right.
in the Greek myths. It's always the same stories are being retold, and that story is of our own psychic evolution towards what? Towards divinity. Towards becoming more like a
Enlightened.
god. Enlightened. Like,
Yes.
like a god.
We're moving
Not
toward
egoistically,
yeah.
but in the most
shedding our skin the way a
Shedding our
snake
skin.
sheds its skin, the way a butterfly sheds its chrysalis.
After all, the skeleton rides upon a white horse, and that's purity, that's goodness, that's all the principles of love. So he is embracing those principles in this death process.
Yeah,
See?
I love this card.
And it's a little child.
Yep, we've
standing
got the
by.
child, and then we have the king.
The king.
Mhm.
So, which,
Worldly pleasures. I mean, you're dying to the material, really.
right. And the different statuses, levels of society, too. What it says is that death equalizes everyone.
Yeah.
There's nobody, no matter how much money they have, that can avoid death.
Exactly. It's
And
a great equalizer.
It's a great equalizer.
Yeah.
So,
What a beautiful card.
yes.
What a great reading.
There you go, Taurus.
So unexpectedly, I think the card that is the most interesting is this moon reverse, because it might speak to coming out of this time period of feeling sort of blue even.
Blue, yeah, depression.
Sort of like, sequestering yourself.
Sequestering, yes.
And it looks as if that's going away.
And
That time is
you're
going away.
Boy, right at the end of this is a very profound month for Taurus. Look at how many major arcana cards there are.
Well, they're very aware that they need to move into this next iteration.
Yeah, I think that...
It's like a coming out,
right.
Party.
And if you're in your 7th year, that is, our life cycle is governed by the number 7. So it's every 7 years you go through a major psychological change. And if you happen to be in your 7th stage, this could be a profound change of guard, interchange of guard.
Oh, wow. That's well put. I like that. Okay, and then we have a 5th card, if you can't get enough of Ava and Trudy of Virtual Tarot, because we are the oracles.
The oracles. The
Come
modern
to
oracles.
us, and we have a 5th card. You can turn that card, subscribe to that card. And I want to mention one more thing about that card. We gave it away last month.
We did.
To
yes.
all of those who subscribed to our newsletter, they got a 1-week hall pass. And we might do that again this month. So subscribe away.
Subscribe.
We pay attention.
We had we changed course. We said that we were going to do it for Gemini or someone else, and then we did it for Aquarius.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but we gave away the keys to the castle.
But we gave away almost all. We gave all of them for a limited period of time, but we did. But to subscribe was the requisite.
Now you guys, I'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that this month. We'll give
So please subscribe
to our newsletter.
We will give you that gift.
You have to go to our website to do that.
Yeah.
And then we also do personal and private readings. So please, personal and private reading us.
Yeah.
By clicking on the Purchase a Reading tab.
And when I do them, Trudy and I do them, but when I do them, when she does them too, we use audio files, and people aren't often familiar with that. They think, well, why can't we do a phone reading or something like that.
We're not offering those right now.
And the reason is because an audio file has so much more value. When I do the reading for you, it often takes me 2 to 3 hours of meditation to come up with the proper analysis of your particular problem. That can't be done spontaneously on the phone. You can call up your hotlines and say, what's this going on here? What you're going to get is pretty superficial. So the way we do it with the audio file is we have the time then to really sink ourselves into the reading. And then you have a permanent record of it. We send it to you via your email, and you have it forever. So I think it is a far better means by which to get a reading.
Yes, and you can also read the testimonials.
Yeah, read those testimonials.
So then you'll get
and
a
there's
better...
so many more that we haven't even posted because they come in all the time.
Right.
So
there you go.
People prefer them.
So don't forget about the gratitude journal.
And the gratitude, what a great idea, Trudy.
Yeah. And then we're going to do a gratitude prayer. You ready?
Go ahead.
No, you do it. Because I don't know what you do in yoga.
Well, we are all at the point where we come to the gratitude prayer. It's very simple. You simply close your eyes and you lay your hand on your heart, and with your eyes closed, you silently repeat the word love.
Love.
Silently. And you silently.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
And then you feel your heart fill with love. And at that point, you express your gratitude for love, for life, and for your beingness. And that's the deepest healing you could possibly bring to your soul, is to really be grateful for every breath you take.
That worked.
It's the truth.
Okay, you ready to say goodbye? Do that
Bye.
prayer every day. Okay, bye. Thanks. Namaste. I like that prayer.